Hello everyone, welcome back to the series where I do some sound design while talking about something that is on my mind. And today's topic is breakfast. But first, for today's sound design gimmick, I feel like using quite possibly one of the worst synthesizers in Fruity Loop Studio, and that is Plucked. Now, this thing is straight buns, alright? Let's draw some notes for ourselves. Frankly, the fact, okay, bro, I feel like I'm about to raid some like lost Egyptian tomb with this thing. But let's start up our Edison, and we're definitely gonna be relying on the effects chain for today's video. But I'll load up the Edison, start recording, and yeah. So breakfast, I'll just start from my childhood. My parents always placed an great importance on like eating something in the morning, right? They never let me go off to school or whatever without having. Hang on. Maybe this thing isn't straight ass. I'm not gonna lie, but anyways, I straight to the effects chain. Um, so it was, and I've always been a really skinny kid, so I never really ate much. Maybe like one boiled egg, or sometimes if my dad was feeling fancy, he'd make it scrambled, always egg, right? And I hated it because it was the same thing every single day, just egg, nothing else. Ooh, I love the lower one. Oh, I see. It's because it was playing a chord that it had all those. Wait. So if I just play this second harmonic at a really low volume, in theory I should achieve that same effect that I. Ooh, hello. Wait, guys. Allow me to cook, much like my father did in my childhood, when he would make me eggs. Oh my god, this is so. No. Okay. Unfortunately for me, I don't know music theory, so this is gonna be a little rough to watch, but wait. I know this is a chord that works. And maybe if I just do this one even shorter, like less of a. Okay, it only works on two, I think. But we are absolutely. Hello. What is this? Maybe plucked is not straight ass cheeks. What the hell? I put one effect on this thing. Okay, hang on. We gotta. Sorry, I've been very sidetracked from the topic of breakfast, but I'm just quite frankly in awe of how good that sounds. Sometimes I feel like with these sound design videos, I make so many cool sounds, I'm just not gonna use them because I at this point, because the gimmick of this series is, sound design while I yap and not producing while I yap. Like even that's so good, I feel. Like just having that, like, tech housey thing. I have so many of these and I feel like I'm not gonna use most of them. And I'm starting to think maybe if I should shift this series to like trying to produce something, but I feel like I'm so bad at production that it would just be a painful watch for you guys. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. But anyways, um, breakfast, I would hate it because it's something I'd had to get past, but my parents put a lot of importance on it. So okay, maybe not at 100%, maybe like 30. And maybe the lows down. Okay, maybe the highs. We need this to be crisp, I think. Hello. I love you, plucked. Have my children. Anyways, but then I got to university. And here I'm on the meal plan, right? I'm a bit of a chud. I don't cook. I'm in my second year of college. Don't worry about it. But they have breakfast here, and the menu options change every day. They always have some form of egg, meat, potatoes, the whole like bread. I guess if you like, what would pancakes and waffles and like, uh, dude, I feel like I don't even want to damage this sound more. Like I feel like it's already so. What if I just play around with the notes for today? Yeah, let's do that. Let me just play around with the notes. Okay, too low, too low. We're not going into the there. But you know, okay, I feel like this is also the optimal. Nah, I love that it's almost like the harmon. I'm sorry, I'm nerding. I'm not even talking about today's topic today, am I? I'm just nerding out over the sound design, but I love that the harmonics from this upper note don't actually like it's acting just as harmonics to the lower note, you know? And so it's not really playing a chord. Like I could in theory like export this out as an audio file and just use this in like a MIDI for a song, which I think is like the best type of sound I can have, you know? So kind of like well that one you can tell is playing a chord, so it's gonna be a little more difficult for me to like I might have to recreate the patch to be able to use that in a song. But this anyway, you know what? Fuck sound. I'm just gonna okay. I'll continue talking about breakfast, but I don't even want to touch that anymore. You know. Um, but I was basically my eyes have been opened to the beauty of breakfast because a it's a time when the world is kind of silent, which I'm gonna talk about that in another video why I appreciate that so much. But it's completely silent, right? Everyone's kind of just eating inside, and I feel like I live in like a university town where things are just always happening, happening, happening. And so I always kind of appreciate that. And additionally, when you don't have the same thing every single day for breakfast, it's actually an enjoyable meal, believe it or not. It's got, consistent protein with the eggs and meat. Like, you know what? End video. I have had enough of you guys, all right? Goodbye. See ya. Hope you guys enjoy.